Hi, Capricorn. It's so good to see you. Thank you so much for tuning in. My name is Chandler, and this is your intuitive energy reading for this week. I hope you guys have been doing well. Last week was a very emotional reading for me, so I don't know what we're going to get into this week. I do feel, though, I have to be honest, you guys, I do feel such like the only way to describe it would be just a very sentimental connection, very sincere. I almost want to say soft. It's almost like you're being very gentle, okay, with someone or yourself this week. It feels quiet. You know when you get in those moods where, you've maybe just had a lot going on, or maybe you've just like heard a sad song or something, and you just kind of like, it's almost like melancholy where you just are quiet, you're just content. It almost kind of feels good to be a little sad. There's almost that little touch of sadness there, Capricorn. Now, last week, it was a bit of intense emotional energy coming up. So you could be involved with someone, okay, that is bringing up some of these emotions in you, but needless to say, it feels good. Like it feels good like it should. It feels good like something's coming up that you haven't felt in a while, Like if you haven't been really feeling in your feelings, this is almost like you indulging in feeling. It's like you're feeling all the feelings, Cap. And I almost said Cancer. You're feeling all the feelings. And it feels really nice. It feels really nice. Okay, they're trying to tell me something. Capricorn. Okay, so first I heard water burst, okay, or like sprinkler burst. They were showing me something like a tube or a pipe bursting from compression. But then they also followed up with showing me a dam, okay, like the Hoover Dam. So, without getting too intense, Cap, it could feel kind of like things are now bursting through, the dam of wherever you've been harboring. I'm also hearing harbinger. That's interesting. You guys, there's a lot of intuition coming through for you guys. I think it's because it's going to be a pretty watery week. It might be an emotional week for you guys. But yeah, something is coming through. Something is breaking open. You're releasing something. This could be, I feel actually like it feels really good, like I know that a lot of us have resistance, like, oh no, something bad will happen to make me feel these deep emotions, when actually I think it might actually be something good, or at the very least something necessary. Let's see what comes up. Let's see what comes up, Cap. Oh, I just got chills. Oh, they just said, speak to my core. Yeah, so again, something that happens is breaking open these dams, Cap, for you. So, my mother's a Capricorn. All right, and I love all my Caps on here, and I feel like you guys are so strong and sturdy most of the time. Okay, you guys are typically the ones who carry other people's emotions and weight on your backs, right? This week, it's going to be about you. It's going to be about you. It's going to be something that happens to you, or something that you hear or find that just, it may be a subtle shift. It could be very subtle, but I'm getting the feeling like it could actually be very important as well. We have the Unicorn and the Maiden, and stolen in her sleep. Okay, so it's kind of ironic that this card has come up, I think, multiple times this week. Okay, it definitely came up for Aries, and then another reading, I think, too. But But when we have the maiden and the unicorn, this is all about news, communication, telepathic communication, connection from one's heart to the others. And also sort of being stealthy, like something maybe even being a secret that comes out, or something of news that is emotional in nature, something that you wouldn't just go off and tell everyone about. You know, this may be even you feeling something in private, right? It's almost a secret. It's delicate in nature. Okay, that's what I'm getting from that. And then stolen in her sleep is about secrets. Okay, stolen in her sleep is about something that you are not aware of, something that has been going on or has been happening to an extent, right? I really don't I feel like you might actually already be aware of this, which is the kind of tricky part to navigate. But it's the knowing, okay? That's the emotional part. It's the knowing, that's the emotional part. That's it. That's it. Because, the rational thinking, intellectual element here is coming through very clear. And then this part is the revelation of where in your life things have been lying dormant, things have been asleep, you haven't wanted to look at them, you haven't wanted to touch them, you haven't wanted to really evaluate what's been going on. And to a certain extent, and this may only apply for a few of you, these things have sort of built up. They've even may have felt consuming to you to some extent. Okay? So whether this be a relationship and secrets there within, or, bills that have piled up and you've just been like, tomorrow, tomorrow, tomorrow. This is about seeing very clearly, maybe into your own habits, maybe into your own neglectful tendencies, or into the tendencies of others who adversely have emotional effects upon us. Okay, so Cap, ooh, yes. It's going to be here this week. All right, not so much here. Something happens here, right? Where you receive news, communication, validation, information. But then where it takes you is directly to these unawakened parts within you. And to be completely honest, it's the emotions that are awakening with you, and it is so rooted in your knowing. It is so rooted in your knowing that once you know, you can't go back. Once you know, you just can't go back. The unicorn and the maiden, communication with unicorn. Okay, firstly, unicorns are very mystical, okay, ethereal energies. So, the way that you could be receiving these pieces of information or these insights or news, it could be divinely guided, okay? It could feel kind of divine. It could feel kind of like, if your intuition is really spot on, you just kind of know something. It's almost like when you're around a person and you just kind of feel this information, and they haven't told you about it yet. Have you ever walked up to somebody and said, "Are you pregnant?" You're just glowing. "Are you pregnant?" And then they're like, "Yes, I haven't told anybody." That's happened to me a few times actually. And so it's just this internal knowing about something about someone, right? And so it may not even come from a person's mouth. That's really what I'm getting to, is it's just this ethereal, knowing, telepathic insight, download, dewdrop from the heavens that is going to be serving some sort of shift, okay? Not only intellectually in how you may see the world this week, but also how you kind of feel about a situation, or how you trust your feelings thereafter. The unicorns typically just have a very straight and narrow point into something in our lives. It's exposing the truth. It's pinpointing the clarity. So sorry, you guys. It's pinpointing the clarity. It's getting right to the heart of the issue. Okay, and this is coming through so loud and clear, you guys. I don't typically spend this much time on these cards, but we have a 10, and so this is like an end of a chapter. It's something that you were not clear about, maybe unawakened for a while. Okay, so this is what you're dealing with this week. It is the unawakened version of yourself, potentially, becoming a very distinctive reflection. And after seeing this clearly, you have no choice but to move forward in a different way. Okay, and this purification, that's ironic that I said you have to move forward in a different way, because one of the underlying meanings is undercover action. Okay, so maybe a bit of stealthy, viewpointing, kind of observing, gathering information, seeking out, answers. I really feel like some of you are pushing the envelope. I just heard that. Push the envelope. People, ooh, okay, this is only for a few of you, but some people don't want you to know something. Some people don't want you to know about something that they've done. You already know this though, Cap. You already know this. And the thing is, they're not going to speak about it. They're not going to talk about it. They're not going to tell you. You think that they're just going to admit what they've done, or, if that applies? No, this person's surrounded in ego and darkness, and they could very well just be a compulsive liar, and their lies are building up around them to a point where it's going to be obvious. And I think in your insides, your intuition, you're just going to know. Like, there's going to be a point where it is almost silly to continue asking and like trying to dig information or get something out of them. Because inside, it's almost like you just want closure, or you just want to get that information from them. But to a certain extent, trying to get that information that you already know is sort of redundant. It's sort of counterproductive, and it may even be, harbinger. It may be, yes, it may be harboring negative energy just to simply avoid what and try to continue asking or needing that validation after you already know something. Okay, so be careful not to be harboring, or fostering negative energy just by simply needing validation. Okay, that is the truest point to this. This means, underneath, unaware, unconscious, unawakened. All right. Let's get into the tarot, Cap. Oh, by the way, you guys, I'm sorry I'm getting this out a few days late. I've been thinking about you all week. Okay, that previous week's reading stuck with me for a few days. I really felt it, and I know you guys did too. You guys have been working so hard. There's been a lot going on in your lives, okay? And we are actually headed into a very prosperous time for Capricorn. Saturn's about to go direct, you guys. Oh, thank God. Oh, thank God. But this black new moon that we're currently in Virgo is going to serve you so much by just wrapping up these finer details. That's the thing about Virgo season, is it can feel very intellectual, but at the end of the day, we have to know how to use the intellect that we have. Okay, so it is actually serving a purpose, what you find this week. And because of this new black moon, it's going to help you wrap up these karmic cycles. It's going to help you completely close out certain chapters of your life. And really, the unicorn's energy will help you trust yourself so much more after this. All right. Show me what I need to see for Capricorn. Unified. Okay, they just said unified vision. Unified vision. Unified vision. Show me what I need to see for Capricorn. Delayed? They're saying delayed. Delayed progress? Do you feel like you're delaying your progress? Do you feel like you're second-guessing yourself too much? Be careful of that, Cap. Delayed. They keep saying that. Delayed, delayed, delayed. Okay, you guys, this will work for you if you have a sun, moon, rising, or Venus in the sign of Capricorn. And of course, if you're a cross-watcher, feel free to switch up or reverse the roles. I could actually be talking to you directly during this reading, okay, you guys? Take what resonates, leave the rest. Energy is fluid, okay? So feel free to play with the characteristics as it serves your story. And I don't think that I'll be providing clarity today. I'm going to try to make this a little bit longer than usual, try to get as much information as I can. But typically on a weekly basis, I do provide an extended on Vimeo. I'm just not going to do that today, okay, you guys? I have a birthday party to attend. My niece is turning 6 today, and I just have to be there. All right, Capricorn. Capricorn. Show me what I need to see for Capricorn. Capricorn's core energy, please. Capricorn's core energy, please, this week. Very slow-moving energy from my cards. Contemplative. But persistent. Ooh, Cap, 5 of coins. Really? Tauran Capricornian energy. We're looking at very slow-moving development, if not stagnancy, okay? Waiting on something is what I'm getting from this card. Now, as you wait, you could also feel like you may be out in the cold, okay? You may feel like you're doing this alone. You could feel like you're carrying a lot of weight. As much as this card is earthly, material, financial, it's about relationships, commitments, solid evidence, right? The things that are tangible. It also does carry an emotion, doesn't it? Because it's cold. It's cold. Okay? And you're feeling potentially like there's got to be some change, because what this energy really signifies is something has to change. With the 5, it is something that has been out of balance, something that you've been stuck in, something very slow moving. Maybe you've been unaware of this. Maybe this is something that you inevitably have to face this week, okay? Strength on the bottom of the deck, you guys, okay? We know what has to change here. I think you guys know what has to change. It's a feeling. It's a feeling of either codependency, attachment, struggling, lack mentality, something that you are trying to gather or become more aware of this week has a direct effect over your lifestyle, your relationships, or how you feel currently, okay? So it does have this sort of larger scope to it in essence. Show me what else I need to see for Capricorn. Okay, we have the Sun, Justice in reverse, 7 of coins in reverse, and Judgment in reverse. Okay, so the Sun comes up as an opportunity, but Justice being in reverse means that you feel you may have missed out on an opportunity here because something hasn't moved forward. You weren't seeing clearly, there was an attachment, or there was some delay. Someone is delaying, okay? We have the Leo energy of the Major Arcana and the Libra energy of the Major Arcana. And the 2 next cards really signify here that delay, okay? Someone either is buying time, just not seeing clearly. They're completely unaware or unconscious or unawakened to this, okay? This could be, I don't feel so much, Capricorn, that this is you. I feel like you actually may be surrounded by people like this, okay? That's just what I'm getting is I feel more so like you kind of already know something, right? And that's the feeling that I can't really let go of is it's like you already know that this has to change, but for whatever reason you have a delay, or you have to find more information or something. That's why this week is going to be a little bit difficult, because it's not something that you can intellectualize or rationalize. You're not going to get the hard evidence, and I don't think that you're going to get someone to say, yeah, this is what it is. I think instead you're going to have a lot of people avoiding it. I think you're going to have a lot of secrecy. I think you're going to have a lot of people, doing some stuff behind your back, or, if that applies. And it doesn't have to. Okay, it doesn't have to. This could be a legal situation involving your family, right? And there's delays in the finality. You're waiting on the results. And it could just be that, there's this opportunity that you feel like you missed out on for unfair reasons. Someone else sort of sabotaged your growth. With justice in reverse, it does feel like something unjust happened. Okay? And because it's coupled with the sun, it feels like there's a lack of innocence here. There's a lack of innocence here. The sun is supposed to reflect family, safety, security, personal growth, opportunities, very humble beginnings, joy, playful laughter, sunshine, warmth, illumination. But coupled with justice, it seems like this has been put on hold, or that you haven't been able to obtain this for reasons that may feel like they're outside of your hands. But in fact, I feel like whatever this justice in reverse is, I feel like whatever happened, it actually was to your expense. It has been to your expense. It has been unfair to you. It has been an imbalance. Okay, maybe with someone an untruth. We're going to go into that and clarify that, because those are two hard-hitting major arcanas. And then on this other side, you guys, we have the Seven of Coins and Judgment. Someone is taking their sweet-ass time. Someone is just not taking something seriously, or they haven't been. Judgment in reverse is like no second chances here. I think you're making up your mind about this person this week, Cap. No second chances here. Someone made bad investments for the future. This could absolutely involve money, as we see these 4 major arcana revolving around investments of the future, or a lack thereof. Someone just not taking something seriously. Someone not investing wisely, or, playing around with money. I'm even feeling sort of just a very taking energy. Like this may not even be the first time that they've done this. So with Judgment in reverse, I feel like I'm hearing calling the shots. They just said calling the shots. So yeah, the thing that was supposed to be like really sweet and balanced and right, I feel like someone has major control issues. Like they have major control issues. Control issues that actually are, and I don't think they're aware of this, unawakened, unaware of this, that actually self-sabotage their life. They self-sabotage through this energy of needing to have control. Because even spirit can't come through for this situation. Even spirit has been trying to come through for this person or this situation or for you, Cap, but it does feel like this is an external person. It does feel like this isn't your energy. Okay, this may actually be your energy, because I feel a real sense of dissatisfaction, because I think how things could have gone. And I think you're seeing very clearly. Yeah, no second chances. 7 of Coins. So let's go into the Sun and Justice. Let's go there. Spirit is really trying to come through in this situation. We've got 4 major arcana, 3 major arcana on the table, speaking loudly about some new beginning or some ending. Okay, and if this is a legal case, or if this involves an investment to the future, it does kind of seem like someone wasn't using ripened judgment. And it's funny, because I feel like that is like, I'm hearing demise, like over and over again, demise, demise, demise. Self-sabotaging at their demise. They weren't using ripened judgment to begin with. And even since there's been an opportunity, and it just feels like you're really disappointed. You're really disappointed. Maybe not even in them, because I think you may understand them, Cap. It doesn't feel like you are judging them. It feels like you wish they had a ripened judgment, because maybe, to get themselves in this situation, it took this. But then there may have been an opportunity to get out of this situation or to make it better, and it feels like they just didn't take it. They just didn't do it. Okay, but yes, after this, there is relief, you guys. I'm really sensing relief now. Like, that relief just came in so strong right after I had gone to, like, the deepest core essence of the issue. And it truly, there's so much information and there's so much going on potentially that it's easy to just look at the logistics and play the blame game. But as I got down into the fact that you really understand them, though they may not understand the situation or themselves, or this situation may be filled with lots of different opinions or information, it truly is at the core. It truly is at the core that you are realizing this week, whatever that means for you, and realizing the core of something and really getting down to the heart of the issue, I think is where then you find relief. I know that's like very backwards the way I said that. I hope you guys understand. Show me clarity for the sun and justice. Show me clarity for the sun and justice. King of Cups. Whoa. Okay. We have Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces energy coming through as a very masculine energy, as if to say, this person, there has been some deceit in this situation. There has been some emotional manipulation, even to an extent of, I'm hearing marital ties or some sort of arrangement, some sort of connection. It definitely seems very emotional. And this is to clarify this sun and justice. And so what I feel like is that this week, Cap, this person may realize, they may realize that they've missed an opportunity, and they could be very emotional about it. I'm not actually getting, I am getting emotional manipulation. I am getting someone knowingly doing something that they knew they shouldn't have done, or that wasn't going to be to their benefit. And this is like the epitome of this reading, is the self-sabotaging factor, the unawakened person. And the King of Cups, really lacks personal growth because they are unaware of their emotions. They're unaware of how they affect others, or, the long-term consequences. This person in an upright position would have been really consistent. They persevere. They are persistent, okay, about having long-term emotional foundations and security. The Cancerian energy, more specifically, is a king or a queen that typically doesn't have children before marriage, because they really need to know that their home and family life are going to be secure, taken care of, solidified, before bringing in anything new. When this person is in reverse, it is almost the exact opposite. They're a little reckless. They do things backwards. And because of that, they really lack an understanding, okay? It's a much harder to kind of grasp a situation, because they could just be overwhelmed with all of the things that they've neglected, Okay, does that make sense? They could be overwhelmed with all the things that they've neglected. And I'm even kind of feeling an energy of maybe a little overindulgence. So we're going to clarify again, you guys. Please clarify the King of Cups. Please clarify the King of Cups. Six of Coins. Yeah. Again, with the emotional energy, it's always a flowing energy. It's always about what I give, what you give, what I take, what you take, okay? And for whatever reason, this was just severely out of balance. This was severely out of balance, and I think it really robbed someone, or this situation as a whole, of its growth potential. Okay, it really did. And even going further, it doesn't seem like much has actually changed. Okay, not much has actually changed. They may have come to you, Cap, and said, hey, I really want to work on this. Or, you know, I miss you. I wish things were different. What can I do? But I still feel like this person hasn't gotten to the core. They haven't gotten to the core, not really, because their emotions are they're still avoiding the emotions of it. And it's like, sure, the tangibility of showing up and, you know, like actively participating would be nice, but there is still something severely out of balance here. And it's because this person is maybe neglecting, you know, really showing up, or being vulnerable to what has transpired. Death, okay, scorpionic energy. It's like someone, they're holding on, man. They're holding on. Someone hasn't given up, okay, something that absolutely is necessary here. It's a habit. I'm even hearing like a ritual, something that they almost can anticipate that they will do. It's okay. Yeah. It is almost like a little bit of an addict's energy, but even more refined, it's kind of compulsive. It's like a compulsive energy, like a compulsive liar. Someone who has just habitually been so ritualized in what they do. Yeah, someone who has been so ritualized in what they do that if they were to take a good look at their life and what is actually transpired, I feel like they could almost anticipate the next move that they would make. Like, it's no surprise to anyone. It's really no surprise to anyone. And I'm kind of feeling this feeling like I should have known from Capricorn. I should have known. Silly of me to get my hopes up this time. You know, if that applies. Because you kind of know this person, in order to actually make that transition that they need, they're going to have to go through death. And this person is deathly afraid of it. You know, the death card, it does bring up emotions. It is very emotional. It could be considered like a dark night of the soul type of essence, where you go so deep that only the divine can really shed light on your current situation. And it is very transformative. You cocoon yourself, and then you are realized in a different way than you have ever known your life to be. So it does end up being very positive. But it is actually doing it that can feel and sometimes is very negative, okay? Or seemingly negative. Easier said than done. Let's just put it that way. Easier said than done. This person doesn't want it. This person doesn't want it now. And they didn't want it then. And they may not want it in the future either. They do have some work to do within, okay? But I really want to clarify this Seven of Coins and Judgment, because someone, you know, it is emotional just to an extent. And I think for the majority, it is emotional. But getting into, you know, the astrology of things and where we are in time and space, it's like someone doesn't have all the information either, or they feel like they were duped, or that they didn't have the information, or they weren't equipped, or something like that. It's like they want to blame. They maybe want to point the finger a little bit, okay? They maybe want to point the finger a little bit, which is just another excuse for not taking responsibility at the end of the day. Not taking responsibility, for not taking action, for not taking consideration, for not being present, for not being aware. It's like, somebody's getting to the core. Somebody's getting to the core. Cap, I hope that this is you, and I hope it's them. Whatever this is, I hope it's you, and I hope it's them, because you guys both need relief here. That relief wants to come in so bad. That relief wants to come in so bad. Please show me judgment. Please clarify judgment for Capricorn. Please clarify judgment for Capricorn. Oh, you guys, I'm so sorry. So sorry, you guys. I just turned it on silent. Okay, so King of Coins and the Emperor in reverse. These are really big clarifying energies for the Judgment card. So King of Coins, I do feel like, is someone who is... This could be a bit of a past energy, okay? Because as I see it, this King of Cups in the recent past, if not presently, is in reverse, okay? The smoke is like making my throat itch. And the King of Coins does resonate very strongly with this Seven of Coins. Unable to move forward. We have a lot of coins on the deck as well. Okay? Unable to move forward, waiting on a certain payment, or looking at a commitment of theirs, okay? And previously, and maybe even this week, as we get closer to the core, they begin to realize that their progress is within their consistency, and the least, or the less consistent they are about certain things or in life in general, the less progress and reward they make. And so I do feel that this is a bit of a reflective energy for this king, but the Emperor really kind of annoys me. It's an annoying energy of needing to have control or the last word, or, being simply very stubborn. Okay, this energy is very stubborn. And I don't really feel like it is your energy, Cap. I actually don't feel like it is your energy. There is someone else, or there's something else here, okay, that may involve your home and family. It could be a commitment, and that's just the way it's coming up, are these coins energies. All right, so I almost feel like you're coming through in a more airy way. You know, you're coming through very intellectual, very realized, all right, which is a good supporting energy for whatever this reflection is. But this error in their judgment is making them upset. It's making them upset, which is kind of taking their positive, corrective, personal growth, and it's hard to say, whatever this energy is, Cap, it's information that I think does set the course for the future. It does steer things in a better direction after all, once this core of the issue is realized, or maybe after you guys have this conversation, or after you find what you have to find this week. But it still isn't fixed entirely, because this person still isn't really seeing the issue as a whole. If they are coming through in a better light, okay, they are coming through in a better light, to show, all right, I understand the longevity of this, I may understand the broader picture, or I may have more resources now to change this. But the Emperor is still very controlling, and I feel like they're controlling in a way so that they can just sort of have an excuse to stay where they are, saying that things are outside of their control, or having things be exactly so that they can buy time. Again, that time thing came up. This is ultimately, I think, what is the lack of judgment here. Because, Capricorn, some parts of their life, or some parts of your life, you just kind of, you have to go. You have to move forward. You have to do things that you might not want to do. That's hard. That's hard. It's not easy. And so I would maybe try to understand this person a little bit this week. I know it's difficult if you're in this situation with someone who hasn't been fair, hasn't been acknowledging themselves. I want to clarify the Emperor before we end. Please clarify the Emperor. All right. Six of Swords. Yeah, Cap, when we clarify the Emperor, as I said, you guys, you are coming through as an air energy, very intellectual, very realized, very insightful, very to the point, where this person is coming through as a very stubborn, I'm even hearing kind of condescending, like they almost want to make you feel like you're a little bit of nonsense. Okay, you're a little bit of nonsense, or that you're not thinking clearly, okay? And that's really irritating. I'm almost feeling that that's why this Emperor is coming through so annoyingly. Because it's like, no, I'm going to go. I'm going to move now, okay? And the thing about the Emperor, when you actually take their power away, is they realize how powerless they have become in this situation. When you just do move on, when you just do move forward, when you no longer wait for them or put up with the BS of where they want to stay or the things they want to do, that's when I think judgment starts to play a really big role in their life. And that's maybe the kind of role you're needing to play by just simply leaving the situation as it stands, not really giving any more effort to it potentially. The Six of Swords does show moving on. Okay, it is an Aquarian energy, Libran Aquarian energy of moving on, having things be fair ultimately, because you're not going to stay in this storm or chaos. You're moving to peaceful waters. But I will say that it may not be forever, as we see the King of Coins and the Queen of Coins being a true pair. All right, you guys do have chemistry. There is a match here. And it does take a long time for these two individuals to become these queens and kings. Coins always take the longest time. So it's the most worldly, the most experienced, the most wise. All right? And so to that, I would say once this Emperor, leaves their own habits, then they will feel even more like this King of Coins. But for now, they're figuring out their own stuff. And I would say to you, Cap, that you may just have to take your leave yourself, or you may be thinking of just letting this person hash out their own things, okay, for a while. Because as this Six of Swords comes up, it's like there's not an exchange of communication, not really. Okay, or there's a lack of moving information. That's the thing about the King of Coins and the Emperor, is that there's no new information coming in. Okay, there's no new information coming in. There's nothing more to see. There's nothing more to talk about or hash out or discover. It's all in front of them already, but they're still making excuses to say, no, I have to know this, or I have to do that. And that's what's annoying. And that's why it's so self-sabotaging, because they already know something. And so I think, Capricorn, I think this is you. Going from the Five of Coins to the Six of Swords, that's not a bad trade-off. Sometimes you just have to move. Sometimes you have to move forward, cut your losses, and wait for people to realize certain things for themselves, okay? So I hope that this helped clarify. I'm sorry if this is your current situation. I know that it was kind of a heavy reading, Cap, but again, I did feel in the very beginning that this is going to be an emotional week for you, but I promise you that at the end of this week, you will feel relieved. There will be relief, because when you do get to the core of the issue, it's just going to be like, I know what I know, and I'm going to even kind of sink into these emotions. I'm going to even kind of sink into these waters, I'm going to take what I've got and I'm just going to keep moving forward. And it just kind of feels like you rise after this. You rise after going so deep. Okay, you rise after going deep, which is really the epitome of personal growth. It really is the epitome of, what the universe is wanting you to do this week. Okay, so thank you so much, Capricorn. I wish you luck, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.